Round 6 of the BMW IBSF World Cup for women's skeleton, women's bobsled even. We are here in the 2010 Winter Olympic venue in Whistler in beautiful British Columbia. It has rarely looked better, this track, and it has certainly never been faster. Martin Haven, John Morgan trackside, waiting for this sixth race of the women's season to get underway. And John, what a challenge this beautiful track is.
It's a challenge. It's a speed track. It's a super speedway, we like to say. And there's been track records this morning in men's skeleton. We could see some here in women's bob. Here are the start records set in the Olympics. Humphreys and Moyes. Boy, but this first curve in skeleton was such a problem for everybody. You just fall out of a 7-story building, slingshot into fall away. The second curve, quiet steering here. You want to let the sled accelerate. And these long sweeping curves, wedged. Set yourself up here for 6. 6 launches into Luder's Loop, named after the Canadian Pierre Luders, now coaching the Russian team. And now the speeds reach 75 miles an hour, and they aren't done yet. Links, this 2-corner 9-10 combination. Now, this is where they shivered. A real challenge for the sleds, the athletes, the coaches. Gold Rush down on the bottom, Thunderbird, 4 or 5 G's of force here. 90-mile-an-hour speeds we've seen in skeleton, 95 miles an hour speed we saw in 2-man bobsled last night. Martin, this is a super speedway.
Well, we've seen the track record broken in the men's skeleton race this morning that was set in the Olympic Games. So the track has never been faster than it is today. And in the women's bobsled, we might see that again. Kaylee Humphries, Heather Moyes set the track record on the 24th of February 2010, the day on which she won her first Olympic gold medal. And here she will once more try to protect this house for Canada. Jamie Grubel-Poser and her have shared again the race wins so far this season. It's 3 now for Kaylee, 2 for Jamie. And it is, if we follow the pattern, the Americans' turn to win. I'm not sure that Kaylee intends to play house with that one.
Especially on this track.
Perhaps the biggest threat might be Belgium's Elfje Willemsen. Tom Delahunty was saying to me the other day, if she gets starts like Kaylee's at any stage, she is going to be hellish hard to beat. Well, it's about +2 or 3 the air temperature. Ice has got colder since earlier, -3 degrees. Refrigeration is on hard because the sunshine is out. And the control steel temperature up at 15 degrees. That will drop a little because it's supposed to be in the shade, not just come out of a warm room. There's the Thunderbird. Thunderbird is one of the massive iconography items in native culture in this region. In fact, the whole North American region, the Thunderbird is a big icon. Well, here's your start list. Jamie Grubel-Poser goes off with Sherelle Garrett first. Rookie Mariana Yamanka with Francisca Bertels. Then for the USA, Nicole Vogt. Kaylee Humphries goes 4th. Christina Hengster, Elfje Willemsen, Brittany Reinbold and Anne van Nieuwenhuis complete the field. No Schneidi. Unfortunately, Anja Schneider-Heinze has headed back to Germany. 2 wins so far this season for Jamie Grubel-Poser. Can she claim her 3rd? Sherelle Garrett behind to give her as much giddy up and go as they can possibly muster at the top of this track.
Come on.
Well, this could set the bar for the best start in the field. Kaylee Humphries might get close to it, or we'll see. 5:15, and that is only 400ths off the record, but a little bounce there on the exit of that slingshot to fall away, and that's a big mistake.
Yeah, Jamie Grubel-Poser will give us an idea of what the track is like. Hyper fast. John Montgomery, the Olympic champion, was here to see his record broken not once but twice this morning. 100.1 kilometers an hour, 62 miles an hour already,
and there in 10.
Accelerating brutally fast.
This is where it just is flying.
83 miles an hour. And the speed continues to climb. Through Thunderbird, will they click it up to 150, 149.8?
Track record, there it is.
First sled down, shatters the track records. That is 0.08 of a second inside. And a 149.8 km/h speed. Canadians will understand that. To anybody else who deals in old money, 93.1 miles of your hour. Goodness
up top
gracious.
too. She made this track record with that mistake at a curve 1. What would she have done without that mistake? That was worth 20 more hundreds. Down here in the gold run, or down here in the 9-10 section, the links.
Another
little skid.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, they're happy with that. You can hear them whooping and hollering. It is an exhilarating track. Dangerous, yes, but the fastest ones always are, and this is the fastest in the business. Mariama Yamanka has never been to this track before. She took her first start from a lower start, which is the way that you teach rookies the track, so you get the lower corners in your head before you hit them at maximum speed.
Her brakeman's been around a long time, Franziska Bertels.
Germany just swept the podium in the Junior Worlds in women's bobsleigh. Stephanie Schneider, who won silver as a brakewoman last year, took the gold as a driver this year.
It's not bad, 5:25. I tell you, I've been very impressed with Yamanka from Germany. She has come to North America, never been here, and she's done very well.
Yeah.
A little skid there, though. That's going to be costly.
Shades are down still, but they should be coming back up fairly shortly. 1400s behind Jamie.
Really late there at 6. Flopping off there, 4/10 down, but this is a rookie driver who's exceeded, I think, the German team's expectations. Watch out.
She's only had 5 trips from the top of the track. The first, as we said, from a lower start to get these corners in her head.
She's doing great.
Really nice run.
Good control. It doesn't matter about the speed. This is a rookie that she's just awesome. Look. Christoph Lange can look on his protege and just to think of this girl here. The starts aren't that bad. How old is she? Really like 22 or 23, yep. Right? I've been impressed all season. 25. I've been impressed with her all season. They've just thrown her right into the World Cup mix. This mistake here, very costly. Top of the track exit of 4. And now crossover into the famous 50-50 curve. And she handled it like a veteran. Rennie Spies.
Born in Berlin, now lives in Oberhof. Mariama lies in second place. Now here's a big opportunity for the North American teams in this final run of the North American leg. Nicole Folk joined the World Cup for the first time ever this season when we got to Lake Placid. She's had 2 8th-place finishes. Malayaka Love is her brakewoman. Let's see now if she can get close to the podium here. Already seen that the BMW sled's got the speed, John Morgan.
Holcomb last night was unbelievable. This is an older Bodine sled. Is this the one that?
No.
This is not the one that won the bronze medal here in 2010.
No, that's the one that's been driven in by Brittany.
She's coming up cover sleds, but.
Ooh, didn't look like Malayaka quite got in. Looked like she caught her left foot getting in.
A little rough there. Nicole crashed in training, and then I think she was the one that had the sled at the top of the track that got out of it and it rolled all the way back.
Yeah, one of the stars. I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Nicole. She had a rough day. And another. She's out on the World Cup tour. This is her 3rd event. Ooh, way up high in Luder's Loop.
98.6 better speed than Yamanka of Germany. This could put her up into 2nd place.
High there again. Watch out.
I think it is a lot quicker today than it was in training.
Personal best. Watch out here.
Oh.
Okay, now that's. But she's coming on the track faster than she's ever been down, and I can say she's handled it. She made it to the bottom.
Well, that's 3 of her 9 lives in that one run.
Well, you know, we sit here in the booth, and it's easy to do commentary, but this track can put us on the edge of our seat.
Talking about it with John Montgomery earlier on, you know, this track has got a reputation for being hard because it's so fast, but then people crash at every track. It is ice.
Here's down in the 50-50 curve. She taps coming into it, which is the no-no, and then on the end of the curve, she's got no choice. Look, you do that, especially in a 4-man sled. That's why they call it 50-50 curve, and they've got it at, look at things.
Yeah.
How does the sled not do?
Well, you could see going on, the back was skidding down into the ditch, so she steered hard right from the moment she knew she was in trouble and somehow saved it. Last woman to win on this track in World Cup racing, Kaylee Humphries. Her brakewoman then, Chelsea Valois. Her new brakewoman the last 2 seasons, Melissa Lodholz. And Melissa, I think, has never raced on this track before.
These two have really started to become a good team, cohesive starts. They should get 5:15 or better, what we've seen the last couple of weeks. There it is. So the first part of the season, they were getting outstarted by Jamie Grubel. And now, remember, Grubel made that mistake up there in the exit of curve 1-2. And Kaylee, well, she knows the track pretty well.
101.2, quicker than Jamie Grubel, and she's 500ths in the lead. Has that come down to 0? No, she's behind.
Jamie was not smooth down here.
127.9.
Back in the numbers, she's back in the green. 3 is...
Oh my goodness, 4 kilometers an hour quicker.
She's going to be out 10, 12 hundredths, I bet, in the bottom.
Now Jamie Grubel posts a 147, 150, 1.8. That's sensational.
Wow, 194.3. So there's a speed record for the females. She broke her own track record.
Yesterday, the fastest speed we saw from the men in the 2-man was 151.9. Today, the women, 151.8. 94 miles an hour and change.
What's that tell you about the competition tonight we're going to have in 2-man bob?
Holy moly.
We might see 154. Look at the runner tips here. This is Luter's Loop. Nice. Transition into the curve. Quiet.
You might have put the brakes too early. Okay. Because I yelled brakes and you were on them, and the nose had just gone.
Let's take a look at that. She put the brakes on too early. You better watch out what they're saying. You put the brakes on before the finish line, they can disqualify you.
The outrun is super fast.
Oh, it's ridiculous how fast they come by us.
She's just taken, by the way, 1400ths out of her own Olympic gold medal winning track record, Kaylee Humphries.
Still quite a day. Track record's been around since the Olympics. Men's skeleton, gone.
3 or 4.
Women's bobsled, gone.
Yeah.
Tonight could be gone.
Christina Hengster for Austria with Sanna Decker behind her. 22-year-old brakewoman, youth Olympic champion 4 years ago. Same season, Christina Hengster was the women's bobsleigh junior world champion as well for Austria.
25 maybe? 24. Expected. She needs to be perfect here. That's quiet. She's very accomplished driver. She's had a, as she gets closer to that Innsbruck World Championships, a lot of pressure on this girl to deliver a Olympic medal or a World Championship medal that the Austrians have never won a women's bobsleigh.
But she doesn't look like there's any pressure on her shoulders at all. She is having so much fun this season. And that's a great exit, only 900ths behind the new track record holder, the Olympic champion on this ice.
Yeah, but she was a silver medal last week, 3rd in Lake Placid. She's had a great North American tour.
Almost as quick as Humphries. This is sensational speed. Will she get into the 151s as well down at the bottom? Just 700ths from the lead, a tap on the wall. A 10th behind. What a run from Christina Hengster of Austria.
She was 1000ths behind at the start, and she's 1000ths behind at the bottom. She outdrove both Humphries and Grubel Poser at the bottom, but I think she was a little late in the 50-50 curve. She might have tapped going in.
She also beat the old track record that is 6 years old.
Great drive down the track. I think her mistake at 50-50, though, cost her.
Cost her speed at the bottom.
This looks like a
long
rough
skid
up there at top, too.
Fraction late on the steer.
Now, did she tap going in? Yep, see, she tapped. That's where she lost her speed. She had it down to 7, got away to 10.
Has to haul it off, look at that.
She didn't haul anything. She didn't steer. She let it go.
She was steering there. She was steering off 50-50.
I don't think she steered.
You don't steer, you just go straight up on the exit. Kaylee Humphries leads from Jamie Grubel Poser, Christina Hengster. We've got a tight race on our hands. Both Belgian sleds crashed during training. Alpha Willemsen and Van Nieuwenhuis both came back and straight up at it the next day. They know that this track is quick, but their sleds are quick everywhere. So all you've got to do is learn to handle the speed. Sounds so easy when you say it.
2 silver medals in 6 races this year from the lady we call the Queen of Speed. Most of the tracks, but with her new sled this year, she does not get the same speeds. And she's going to give up an eternity of time here at the start, probably in the 30s.
Sophie Verkruijsen behind her, 23-year-old brakewoman, 5:33. Kaylee Humphries started 1800s quicker.
Really had a lot of curve one and smacked the wall on the way exit, and that's unlike her.
Can't afford any more errors then, or she's going to be way out of contention. 2800s back. That's not a bad exit.
32-33 at the next clock to have a chance.
Third fastest behind Humphries at that stage.
Oh, she's got it down at 17 already. Late there.
Let's take a look at the speeds.
Oh, she's late there. She's not steering. She's letting this sled fly.
Maybe she hasn't quite got the control
Down
that
at
she
12.
needs on this hyper-fast ice.
Speed. Down to 8.
800, she could be in second place at the line, and she is in second place at the line.
To start.
Tied to the 100th with Jamie Grubel-Poser for second spot.
What a drive. 1800 she gave away at the start. Look at it.
148.6 at the bottom, 92.3 miles an hour. Doesn't mean much to her, but she'll know 148 compared to 151 is not enough.
And you know, she crashed in her first training run, and she had thoughts of maybe not competing. Well, we're glad to see her in the field. What a drive down the track. She just doesn't steer. She taps there in the 50-50 curve, which that's not 50-50. That's that into 9, 10, 11.
Good start from the girls and a good drive. Next up, Brittany Reinbold in the games here in 2010. This sled, driven by Erin Pack, claimed a bronze medal. It was the sled in which Brittany had her first ever trip as a brakewoman. It was the first sled she ever drove down the track as well. This is an old pair of sneakers for her that is very familiar. 5:33, we've just seen a joint second place off a 5:33 start, but Brittany has not yet got the experience of Elfie Willemsen.
No.
Her third ever World Cup race.
Right there.
Like Nicole Folk, finding speed is disorientating her a little. That's not a bad exit.
Every athlete coming down this track today is a personal best for speed.
Yeah, they're venturing into territory they rarely will have experienced in their lives. 130.7.
That's great there. You know, you can't practice for record speed. Every sled coming down this track has got its own personal record today.
146.1 at the bottom, and she is in 6th position behind Mariama Yamanka. So Brittany Reinbold ahead of teammate Nicole Vogt in the first of our 2 heats here. It was a tidier looking run than Nicole managed as well. And the girls high five.
A little low here.
Played a couple of get out of jail free
Watch the
cards.
back end of the sled here. Look at the airborne, because she tried, you know, she's low in the previous curve, and she tries to get on here too early, and this is a little dicey here. This track manager from Lake Placid, Tony Carlino, watching with a curious look into 50-50, and that was pretty easy there.
Yeah, little skid through the corner, but safely down. And ahead of her teammate, Nicole's had the upper hand in the previous 2 encounters in North America. Well, Anne van Nieuwenhuis also crashed in training in her Belgian sled, came right back to keep continuing. Her brakewoman, 21-year-old Loes Hubrecht, former pole vaulter.
Just can't believe it. I'm sitting there watching them. They're taking their sled out of the track at the bottom. The medical team was looking at them, and they both looked so unfazed, and she was upset with herself for crashing yesterday in the final run. Training.
And I think that's the most important thing for the sledders, is that they're just annoyed by making the mistakes.
These are competitors.
Yeah, they take the bumps and the bangs as being par for the course. Occasionally you're going to get thrown from a horse. It's just when they fool you, that's what really annoys.
This is the sled that Elfie Willemsen drove last couple of years that were just blew away everybody on the bottom part of the track. The speed she achieved.
98.
High and Luder's loop there. Oh, no. Couple taps. That was a nice recovery.
Back with the program. The taps sort of left her where she would have wanted to be in the first place.
This is where it gets dicey.
Up into the 130s, 131.1.
Boy, that was her mistakes yesterday. And no problem. And again, this is the fastest she's ever been down the track. Every single female athlete. Look at her head. You can do that when you're small.
146.9, 91.3 miles an hour. That's the fastest she will ever have been on any track ever in a bobsled. That's a really good recovery after 2 training crashes for Anne van Nieuwenhuis. She finishes in 6th place.
Sure, they're very happy to be down where they are.
Yeah.
They had some issues in the first. There's one time that the helmet saved him. Little hair coming out of the Luder's loop.
The first hit and the second hit kind of neutralize each other. All right, you're slower, but there you are. She's right on the line in the middle of the turn.
Duck your head for aerodynamics, and the good reason. Look, you got another 50 meters, 40 meters to the finish line.
Steep uphill there as well.
Anything for a couple hundreds.
Got to be done. Well, listen, our top 3 are covered by 600ths of a second. Our top 4 by 1000ths of a second. Every single 100th counts. You've got to get them. Good job, Anne. So it is Kaylee Humphries, the 2010 Olympic champion, the winner last time they raced here in 2012. She's won 2 of the last 2 races. And she leads after our first heat here. Podium finishes last time out. Fabienne Meyer, retired. Sandra Kyriasis, retired. So there is a chance for newcomers to join her on the podium. At the moment, it's Elfje Willemsen of Belgium and Jamie Grubel-Poser for the USA, who lie 2nd and 3rd. But Kaylee, she has a lead on this track, 600ths. That's not a big lead.
She had a bigger lead during the Olympic Games than every heat.
Yeah. Well, Willemsen and Jamie Grubel-Poser tied for 2nd spot, 600s behind. Christina Hengster, 10th away, could so easily be in the medals as well.
Track records. Track crew should be proud. Tracy Seitz and his crew did a fantastic job in this beautiful venue.
And there is your tight leaderboard. Top 4 covered by 1/10. Mariama Yamanka in 5th on her debut here. Ditto for Anne van Nieuwenhuis in 6th position. Brittany Reinbold ahead of teammate Nicole Folketon. She would love to keep that lead alive into the final heat and then end their North American Series 2-1. So we go in reverse order of their first heat performance. Kaylee Humphries will be last on the ice in heat 2 to defend her lead, to defend her all-conquering ability on this Whistler Olympic track. Can she do it? Will she do it? Only one way to find out. Join us for the second heat live here in Whistler.